Welcome back to the Always Thinking Mindset channel, where we give you positive vibes and simple rules to overcome any obstacles that are in your way. If you like today's episode, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. And if you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Now, in today's episode, we're going to jump into how to get started in real estate. Now, the reason I created this video is because I feel that there's a lot of unknowns with real estate and the benefits. I own property myself, but I made this video for anybody wondering about getting into real estate, how to get into real estate. This is more of a beginner's guide to actually doing it. Now, in this video, I will give you 3 reasons on how to become involved in real estate and how it can help you. So let's go ahead and get started. So, in the first reason is actually you learning the craft, right? It's you being educated. Education comes in a long way. And just like I tell everybody, whatever you're trying to learn or do, it comes with education and the right education, the right information. Don't forget about that one because a lot of people just go online and they research and they get on Facebook, and sometimes a lot of it's just not true, and you got to stay away from that. But brings me to the first reasoning of books. We have to get back into reading books, understanding books. Not only does it help you as a person grow, but educate your craft. And here I have a few books on real estate, which I have plenty. But first one is David Green's Pillar of Wealth. It's a great book. It gives you insight not only into managing property, starting, just your overall why of why you're trying to get into real estate. Great book. I suggest you check it out. I'm not, by the way, these recommendations, I'm not being paid for any of these. These are just insights to what I've learned and I'm willing to share with you. Now, the next book is called One Rental at a Time by Michael Zuber. Great book. This guy has literally over 20 years of insights of rental properties from the beginning, early 90s up until now. And when I say read a book, I mean read a book to not only learn and educate yourself, but to actually apply the principles that they're actually trying to give you. Because when you get started into real estate and you are a newbie and you don't understand anything, it's very hard. There's a lot of doors to actually get into, whether you're doing commercial, residential property, you know how many doors, units, you got to understand DSRs, DSCRs. You got to learn how banks work. There's a lot that goes with real estate. Now, don't be scared. Just properly educate yourself. And which kind of brings me to my next point of whenever you research something concerning real estate, please, please, please always verify with others. And because right now we are in a stage of social media gurus, right? If you buy my tape, if you get in my newsletter, buy my book, you will achieve success just like me. And not to say that that's not true, but what I'm saying, it doesn't come easily. That guy might have been doing that for about 40 years and finally got his break. All I'm saying is whenever you get into real estate, really look online and start, dissecting some people, and don't chase the fancy thumbnails and the big luxury cars and this is the result of real estate, because in the end you cannot compare yourself to him or her. And real estate is a waiting game. It's a long-term game. Some people get upset or impatient, even myself. But once you stay consistent with that, and it kind of helps with your overall perspective of how to apply real estate into your personal life, then you would win. But like I said, just be wary on where you're getting your information from. Get educated on this subject. It's very easy. This day and age with online Google, just research, 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 right? Get educated about the topic. It's just like going to school, but except for real estate. Now, a lot of questions come in. Do you have to be a realtor? Do you have to go get your license? You can, and that can be beneficial. But just like me, I don't have a realtor's license. I'm not trying to be a realtor. But when I first started into real estate, there was a few books that I wish I've read that gave me a shortcut. And this is what brings me to my point. if you're able to dodge those holes that you might fall in, then you're better off than the other 90% that actually get in trouble with real estate, because real estate is a game where risks are high, and you got to learn how to avoid uh, the game, because you can get sued. You have partnerships with people, contracts, contractors. People get hurt on the job or just mismanagement. You also have tenants trying to sue you, take you to court. There's a lot that goes into it. And just on a personal note, I do own a few properties. I have been doing it quite a while. I know how tenants work. I know what they're expecting. I know what I'm expecting. And this is where I want to share this value with you, because to me, it's very easy to dive somewhere without even looking. And real estate is a market that it's beautiful if you know how to strategize and just be cautious of things, and you'll do well in the long term, especially if you're young. If I would have started when I was younger, 18, 20, 21, beautiful, I would have a great portfolio. Not to say that I regret anything, but at the same time, it takes time and experience. And sometimes, especially if you're young, that's all you have. So why not utilize that time? Okay, so on the second rule or this reasoning is mentorship. Hang out with the right people, right? You can join a real estate advocacy group, real estate investor team. They have REITs and all these social events online. And Bigger Pockets is one where you actually type in your address and they kind of get with other people in your surrounding area and just learn from people. Be a sponge, right? Because if you're just getting started in real estate, ask the questions and don't be afraid to ask the tough questions. Concerning money, how to balance money, how to balance tenants, what to look out for, because it's very real estate is so broad that everything can be a niche. Whether you own residential, commercial, whether you're a buy and hold kind of guy, whether you're a fix and flip, there's so many avenues in real estate, and you have to kind of dabble in every single section. That way, you know what you like and what you're comfortable with. Now, getting the right mentor matters, right? Because if you get somebody older that's been through the ringer, that knows what they're talking about, actually owns property, manages property, on top of that, they can give you these insights that are going to help you in the long end and keep you from headaches, because real estate is a headache. Yeah, you take in money, but at the same time, it comes with problems, just like everything else, and stress. But just be careful who you hang around with. There's some uh, seminars and academies out there that you pay a certain X amount of dollar to, and they help you with your real estate. But some of these people or clubs or memberships, they literally just take your money and they expect you to learn. And to me, if I pay somebody money, I want to learn. I want to be engaged and not just be given a bunch of PowerPoints and videos to watch, because sometimes it ends up being one of those things that you're teaching yourself. You're paying somebody to teach yourself. And to me, that doesn't seem right. But on top of that, it's very easy to get swindled in real estate, right? Like buy my book, buy my course, buy my seminar. But by the way, it means I don't want you to subscribe. The only thing I want you to subscribe is to my channel. That's it, and that's free. But on top of that, what I want to get at is just it's so easy to be swindled out there with real estate, and they show these fancy mansions and how much money they make, and their bank account is so easy. Listen, if it's so easy, then it's too good to be true, and understand that. But back to what I was getting back to my reasoning was you have to find the right mentor. Mentorship is so important in real estate, because they've been down that avenue and they're able to help you out. Now, they're not going to do the work for you, obviously, because they're too busy managing their portfolio. But they will, a simple call, a text, getting with somebody. But you got to understand, do not waste their time, right? Because I've met some mentors. I plug in 4 seconds. Hey, what about this? And be specific about the question. Don't just be general. Uh, I'm looking to get in real estate. What should I do? It's more of, hey, go down that trail. If there's an issue, get back with me and I would help you. That's how the mentorship works, right? Because whoever your mentor volunteers, they're obviously in a different level, right? So busy that they just can't keep up with that uh, mentorship. But find somebody that's going to help you, that's going to guide you, especially through issues of landlord tenant. We have laws, we have local laws, money management to CPAs to understanding how things work in this field and whether it's worth 15 years, 30 years, and these notes and more. It's a lot. In the end, find the great and wise mentor and somebody actually that syncs with your personality, because somebody who's at the top usually has no time, they're rude. Sometimes, they kind of come off as being nice at first, but then end up being just too busy with themselves. So find the right mentorship. Now, the last reason is if you want to get into real estate, the way to learn and to get into real estate is just do it, right? Just start it. The saying is don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate, then wait. Because with time, obviously profits go up, rent goes up, society, everything gets inflated. And that's good. That's a benefit. But you got to understand the costs that are incurred with your rental properties. But when I say just start, there is no other way you're going to learn than you actually go through it. And if you're sitting there just strategizing, analyzing every single day, you're never making a move, then you're never progressing. It's kind of like being on a treadmill and just running. Yeah, you're moving, but you're not progressing, right? And that's the only way you actually uh, attack the monster of real estate, is to actually get in there and get your feet wet. But in the end, it all takes experience, right? The gurus that speak online and say I own $1 billion, they didn't just start off overnight with $1 billion. They actually started maybe first rental, maybe they did house hacking, maybe they did, they split it with another partner. But the thing is, they took action. They actually got in the game, and that is my request to you, that if you want to start into real estate, just get in the game. But like I said, give the books a chance, get it in sync, and then take action. That way you're able to avoid some troubles and stuff like that. But majority of real estate, even when I first got my first property, there was a lot of mistakes I made, right? And not that I regret any of that, but if I would have taken a different fashion, maybe that would have helped. But I'm happy that it happened, because now I know how to attack the problem. And it's sort of a learn as you go profession, because in the end it's on you and only you, and everything's under your name, and you are the big bad landlord. And I give many reasons on why people should invest in real estate, because not only it would help you in your personal life and your family, but it's sort of a safety net, right? Because we don't understand the economy, we don't understand these stock markets, they fluctuate. I mean, you can the greatest saying that I heard was that if you start a business today, right? If you start a business today, you don't know where that business is going to be at in 20 years. But if you invest in real estate, so you buy a first house, first property, you know where that house is going to be at, right? Rents are going to go up. Yeah, inflation's going to go up, but that's an asset. That's something that you're going to have there, and you know that's going to be there within 20 years. That's the beauty of real estate. But in the end, I always say get educated. Just to wrap up a few things, get educated, obviously have the right mentorship, but in the end, just start, right? You have to start just like anything else. Now, on a side note, listen, when I first started, I went through a whole hoop of, it's called sweat equity. I remodeled my first house because I was trying to save costs. I've learned a lot, I did a lot, but I don't think I can repeat that anymore, because I'm not as young as I can. And not only that, my time is more valuable. But what I'm saying is that if you have no properties, if you're looking to invest, the way to do this is to actually get educated and take action, but get involved, right? Help somebody on their journey of building the real estate. Partner with somebody you trust. But at the same time, there's no better benefit than to invest in real estate and get started in this moment. And there's a few things that I want to say to you that, I had pipes busted, I've had tenants, cuss me out and not paying rent, and you got to learn what to do with all of that. But I don't want to scare you. I do want to say real estate is the best investment. I don't regret anything I've been down the line. I actually want to build more, on top of it, because after a while, it's just like routine, is riding a bike, right? You've been on the bike, you know how to steer it now. And I just think it's a great avenue. Well, that ends today's episode. If you like today's episode, give me a thumbs up. That's going to help the algorithm. And if you like the channel, subscribe, please. I have a podcast. Please check out the other videos on this channel. But I'm here to share wisdom, value. I want to help you. I've been down a few roads myself where, I'm here to help. And if you have any questions, any thoughts, please get with me. I would love to hear your comments. I do check this, I do reply. And that is pretty much it. So go out and be positive.